Hey everyone, it's Nelson Miller here with PA Creative. I'm the creator of the Divi Responsive Helper plugin, and today we have an update to version 2.4. So I'm going to go over all of the new features in this version and also cover everything that we've added since the last video. So let's take a look. I'll be going over the list over on the blog post. You can click that if you're watching on YouTube. So what's new? Well, we continue to hear from customers, and there's always new things to add and feedback and improvements to make. So first of all, I want to talk about the menu. Now, Divi has their default header menu, and then we also have the menu module, and we use that often in the theme builder. So it was often what I was seeing from customer support, people asking, it was confusing having the menu settings the way we had them before. Okay, they could have been improved. Okay, and so I took some time to think through how to improve them. So in the Divi theme options now, we made it as clear as we possibly could. When you're in here, you're under Divi Responsive Helper and under Menu. You can kind of see what we did. We added, okay, so let's say I turn this off. I forget how it is by default, but this one is something that applies to either menu. That one's separate. Then we have this line. Now here, enable settings in the menu module. Make sure you turn this on if you're using these settings. So Divi Responsive Helper in the menu settings, right? So this is all the settings that affect the menu module are already in here. So I just want to make that as clear as possible. All these to collapse, submenus and the menu breakpoint, making it scrollable, click outside, all those things, right? Everything about the default menu is now collapsed like that. Now, I think we probably have that collapsed by default, but if you are using any of these, then it will be open. I just wanted to make that as clear as possible. And look, I even went to the effort of putting in parentheses default header on every single setting. And you may think that's overkill, but it was just really hard. Like, one of the most common things people would ask is about the settings not working, and they were ending up coming in here, turning on collapse, the sub menus, and not realizing they were using the menu module. Okay, so hopefully this solves all that, makes that clear. So that's a big improvement there, number one. So here's a new feature, added responsive setting for the image module Lightbox. And this was such a great idea because, when you click on an image, there's an option. I'll have to add one here. There's an option under the link to make it open in Lightbox. See that? And so when I click on this, you know how it is, it opens in the Lightbox. So you might not want that on mobile or tablet. And so what you can do, we've added this responsive option. This was not here without our plugin. So now you could say have it on here, and then let's say on tablet, when you're on that tab, turn it off, right? And then you can change it also for phone. But let's say now you're back on desktop. See how it's on? See how you can turn it on or off per tab? So we've added that. So that's really cool. We had people asking for that, and I was really happy to add that new feature. So here's another one. So we have the very popular options to collapse the mobile submenu, and we've had these kind of default styled little drop-down icons. And basically the way that would work by default is this, that blue color is the blue from the customizer. Now, that was confusing to a lot of people because they just didn't realize that setting was in the customizer. So what we've done, you'll see just by looking at the screenshot, I added settings for collapse submenu icon color. Now that's going to be the little blue icon. And then just ignore these colors that I have. I guess I was just picking random ones, but collapse submenu icon background color, that's going to be that grayish color. So in this case, that little icon would be yellow and the background blue, but you get the point. We have these in the menu and then also back in here for the default. See, there you go. All right, so that's cool. Nice thing, because people were asking about that. Another thing people kept asking was the menu text. So I was thinking rather than putting a whole nother set of design settings, just adds more work for us and just more work for you, adjusting more design settings for this menu text when you say menu beside it. I decided that instead we'll just inherit the menu text from menu text. Now normally this menu text is literally right there. You can see that it's red. I can make that green. And this normally menu text, the menu text toggle would normally apply only on desktop. So what we've done is we've made these same settings inherit into the right here when I'm saying add text beside here, right? This right here, right? When I say menu there, now like that will be green. Like that, okay? So that's pretty cool. All right, so here's another setting we've added since the last update, added a new feature to click anywhere outside the menu to close it. So when you have the drop down that's open, you can click outside of it to close it. It's pretty cool. And that again is for the module and the default header. Here's one to set the scrollable height. Now what this means is, well, let's say for example you have 100 menu items and you're on mobile and you open the mobile menu and there's 100 items. What's going to happen is you will only be able to see like the first 10 or so. You actually won't be able to see the rest. So what we've done is we made it scrollable. So now you can just scroll and there's a little scroll bar that will appear. So you can set the mobile menu scrollable max height. That's going to be at 80 VH, which is viewport height. It's essentially, think of it as 80% of the height of your screen. And so that works really good, and you can adjust it, but that works really good. Here's another one, another feature request. Add the viewport size that you're currently viewing in the admin bar. So you could actually see it right there. Right here, my viewport size for right now is 1920 by 991. Okay, so you can see the viewport size by enabling it in your admin bar. And if you want to learn more about our plugin, of course, you can go to the documentation. We have demos, and you can go to the product page. We have over 50 settings, and actually more now because I did not update that. So yeah, we continue to get your feedback and make improvements and add new features, and we love that. So continue to let me know anything that you can think of related to responsive design in Divi. All right, we hope you enjoy this update, and we'll see you all in our next video.